I'm here with our student Tom. Tom, I want to ask you, can you tell me about before you started learning at American English Center, what kind of experience did you have at other educational centers?
Yeah, so throughout my childhood, I have enrolled in lots of different English centers and different English institutions such as IOA or VUS or AMA, which is currently still been learning as far as I'm concerned. And my experience is, learning through those centers is somewhat quite similar. They enroll you in lots of different, English learning activities. They make you play games and all. But throughout the years, I didn't see myself improving in any conceivable way. So I decided to try something different. I decided to quit learning in those large centers and enroll in somewhat of a smaller center with Mr. David Smith. And that's my experience in the past, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. And what do you think makes this learning center different from those other places besides the fact that it's smaller?
What I would say is so distinguishable from this particular center is how the teacher, so in this case, Mr. David Smith, cares for you on a personal level, whereas in those large centers, they're typically very bureaucratic. Some of they care more about the processes other than the actual learning quality of the student. And I find that here the learning quality and whether a student learns something is more emphasized than most of the schools and centers that I've learned in the past. So I'd say that that's one distinct quality that this center has.
Can you think of any specific benefit you've gotten from learning here?
Personally, I in other centers, so despite the fact that they make me play different games and do different activities with regards to English, I didn't really improve my communication skills. My confidence was quite stagnant. Learning, after many years of learning through those centers, my communication skills, my confidence, my abilities to communicate with other people was quite stagnant until I started enrolling here, and the teacher, Mr. David, made me kind of propelled me to give a speech. He kind of motivated me and encouraged me to talk more openly, and that's one significant change that I observed while learning here. My confidence in communications while communicating in English has improved starkly. Is what I have observed.
Now, you recently took the IELTS test.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that experience a little bit?
Yeah. So the IELTS examination was so while training, we did me and David did lots of challenging sample tests, and so while I was in the actual testing room, the test didn't appear as difficult as I had previously expected. There were some parts that were kind of challenging, but overall it was a great and fantastic experience. Not only did I acquire new skills through the IELTS examination, I also gained lots of valuable life lessons as well, such as knowing how to read faster, to be more attentive in my listening, and be more confident in my speech.
Okay. And you got your result recently?
Yes, I actually got my results recently. In fact, I got it 2 days before. It came out as an 8. I got a band 8 on the IELTS exam.
How do you feel about that?
I am first and foremost. I would consider a Band-Aid as to the eyes of the general Vietnamese public. It's somewhat of an ambitious score to acquire, and so I feel somewhat satisfied. And on the other hand, I am quite dissatisfied at the fact that I know that I could do more, and I know that I could reach my potential even further. That's my opinion on it.
So, talk about your goals for the future.
So my goal, I'd say the nearest goal at the moment would be to retake the IELTS exam, and perhaps aim for the Band 9, which is the pinnacle of the IELTS examination in the future. I'd say I'd be able to. I plan to take it again in a 3-month span. So that's my plan and my nearest plan for the future.
Okay. And what about your long-term goals?
To be quite honest, I actually don't know. Let's just be honest about that, because the future can have lots of uncertainties and things that are out of my control. But I aim to enroll in business studies and studying more in the fields of psychology and the economic domain.
Okay. One last question. What kind of person do you think would benefit from studying at American English Center?
I say that one of the greatest strengths of the of this center here is they will be able to improve your communication skills. I won't make that guarantee because it depends on the individual as well. But through my years of learning here at American English Center, and I've learned here for about 4 years now, I believe that this learning through the center will improve and enhance your abilities to communicate, whether it be with other people or whether it be giving a public speech. I say that the types of people who would benefit most from learning here would be the people who are quite shy and quite introverted, like myself. People who are seeking to improve their communication skills. I'd say those people are very well suited to learn here at American English Center.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Tom.